These women literally inspire me so freaking much to make better content. Hi guys, welcome back to the internet. So if you don't know who I am, my name is May and I make videos about books, about poetry and philosophy. And today I wanted to address the fact that I haven't been making consistent content for the last couple of months. The reason being I've been emotionally exhausted. There's been a lot of change happening. I've been doing a lot of work in therapy, unpacking a lot of my history of being in a society that teaches me that I'm not allowed to use my voice. I'm currently reading Your Silence Will Not Protect You by Audre Lorde, which is an incredible collection of essays and poetry by the Black feminist mother revolutionary woman that she was. And her texts are like just as relevant today as they were over 50 years ago. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of work to unpack my own hesitation to be more political, to be more outspoken, and to really wear my values on my sleeve and to allow my actions to reflect my feelings and my philosophy. So that's kind of the reason why I haven't been as invested in making videos in my usual way recently, and I just wanted to address that. But as a result, you guys are not getting a weekly video from me anymore. And I'm starting my master's in September, so I don't really know how much time or energy I'm gonna have to dedicate to making weekly videos in the future. But today I just wanted to recommend some other creators that I think are doing an incredible job, that just independent of any other context are incredible, talented women. So this is a list of amazing female Black creators from all across the spectrum. I love consuming their content, and today I wanted to just pass the torch. If you like my videos, if you like the stuff I make, I think these YouTubers you'll really enjoy. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you forgive me for not being as present on YouTube in the last few weeks and in the coming weeks. And I hope you enjoy watching these other women. They are all just incredibly creative, incredibly inspirational to me personally. And I just want to share them with you. So here we go. Let's start with the Booktubers. These women literally inspire me so freaking much to make better content. So first things first, Books by Leynes is this incredibly hilarious, freaking on point, intelligent booktuber. She lives in Berlin and she reads all kinds of stuff, but more recently she started to read a lot of Black authors, and she has a series where she reviews books. And when I say reviews, I'm talking legit, actually sits down, thinks about what she's learned and what she didn't appreciate, and writes this stuff down and presents it to you in a really freaking intelligent way. Reviews all of the books that she reads by Black authors. So if you want to diversify your reading and include more Black authors, highly recommend going to her channel, highly recommend checking out the playlist. All the links of everybody that I'm going to mention are going to be in the description. But yeah, Books by Leynes has just some of the best reviews on the internet, in my opinion. And she also does some really amazing meta booktube content. So she talks about your TBR. She talks about why she doesn't like having a big TBR. She talks about really meta stuff, and I really enjoy it, and I just absolutely love her channel. Highly recommend. The second booktuber is someone I recently discovered, and I don't know why I haven't been watching her from the very beginning. She's insanely cool on so many levels. The Artisan Geek, AG from the Artisan Geek. She is just insanely talented, language learner, artist. She paints, she writes poetry, she reads all kinds of stuff, mainly post-colonial classical literature. That is, when I say post-colonial, I don't just mean, the US diaspora or, the history in the UK. I'm talking about all across the diaspora. I'm talking about all across the continent, South America, Asia. She reads so much diverse literature that is in the classical canon, or that should be in the classical canon, and she will definitely recommend books to you that you have never heard of and that you should have heard of. And she even has a book club for classical lit. So if you're into that, I highly recommend checking her out. She also speaks like insanely good Japanese. I don't understand how talented this woman is, or like how. She really inspires me. And finally, in the strictly booktube category, we have Nicole is Here to Learn, who is just the most authentic and sweet. And whenever I watch her channel, whenever I watch any of her videos, I literally find new books I would have never heard of anywhere else. I don't know where she gets her books or where she finds out about them, but she always has a recommendation that is both diverse and has like representation for disability, for immigration, for race and class and sexuality. She has all of this diversity in her reading, but it's also accessible. Like, she reads a lot of middle grade and young adult and adult fiction that is like just fiction that's just for fun. Yeah, amazing. And I love the way that, like, when I watch her channel, she just calms me down. It's so relaxing to just hear her talk about these books. Highly recommend checking her out as well. So like I said, all the links to these booktubers is going to be in the description, as well as everyone else I'm going to mention. So the next few YouTubers don't really fit into a category, and I'm going to do them the service of not putting them into a category. So first things first, probably my favorite content creator on the internet, like tied, like there are two, I think, content creators that are like my all-time faves. And the first one is Evelyn from the internet. I'm sure you've heard of her. She makes all kinds of stuff, but most of all, like at the root of it is just Evelyn and her like energy and her personality and her creativity. And she's just so funny and so on point with so many of the points that she makes. And they range from politics, self-care, just life stuff, being a freelancer, being an entrepreneur, working for yourself, taking a year off. Like, she talks about everything, and everything that she talks about is hilarious because she is just so talented and so funny. And I'm sure you've already heard of her, but if you haven't, check her out. She will make your life better. And the second content creator that is tied for first spot in my life, like in my YouTube feed, whenever either of these two make a video, I am there to watch it, is Joulezy. Joulezy is this incredible woman who is just super hella intelligent. She is just super well informed, and she teaches me so much about how politics works and the nitty-gritty of the history of slavery in America, the continued oppression of people in the diaspora in America. She is currently working on a series called Focus on the State, which is all about like local politics in the US and how it works, where she interviews like governors and lawyers and senators, and she asks them really well-informed questions about how politics actually works, and just helps inform regular ass citizens on how to make a difference in real life, like how to actually make a difference. So she makes this kind of content that is serious, that is long form, that is well informed, that is educational, but then she also makes just stuff that is super fun. Get Ready With Me is where she chats about her personal politics, or debates on whether Cardi B is really black and why that matters. So pop culture stuff as well as political stuff. I love her channel so much, and you should definitely go check her out. Okay. Let's move on. So a few more big names that you should have heard of, but it's okay if you haven't, because YouTube is so white. And even though, like I said, I watch all of these women, I have to seek out their channels because YouTube doesn't recommend them to me. It's so frustrating. So Joe Franco from Damon and Joe, but now just Joe Franco, is an incredible woman. She is a Brazilian American woman who grew up as an undocumented immigrant and like freaking made her way to the top of the fucking game as an entrepreneur. She has a company called Shut Up and Go, where it promotes like travel and cultural exchange and language learning. She's a freaking polyglot. She speaks like over 5 or 6 languages. She is just a freaking badass entrepreneur woman who will inspire you, who will make you laugh, who will make you question things, who will teach you how to like organize your finances. There's like nothing this woman can't do. And she recently, like Damon and Joe, which was like a channel I used to love and watch and gain so much inspiration from has now split up into Joe Franco and Damon Dominique. They have had a kind of split in their brand where now they are two separate entities, and it breaks my heart, but it means that I get a lot of content from both of them still, and you know, I'm not mad, but definitely go check out Joe Franco. She is really cool, and check out her Instagram as well, because her Instagram has a lot of value as well. Another popular YouTuber who has just incredible comedic value to add to the world and political value is Jade FOX. She is a Black lesbian comedian. She is super cool, just great fun. Her channel is kind of silly, and she sometimes talks about like the serious stuff and politics, but most of the time she just talks about herself and her life and just random stuff and makes like tags and stuff. So if you're watching like Rose and Rosie, or if you're watching other lesbian YouTubers just for comedic value, check out Jade FOX. I don't understand why all these kind of Black YouTubers that do the same stuff even better than their white counterparts don't get enough recognition. So definitely go check her out. And then to kind of finish off with kind of some relatively smaller YouTubers that you probably haven't heard of that do, again, a variety of things. We've got Hallease Beast. We've got Hallease Beast. Hallease is an incredible filmmaker and just human being. Everything that she does, she puts her heart and soul into. She's such a hard worker. She's a filmmaker who's based in Texas. She's married to a Latinx man, and they do a podcast together where they talk about their interracial relationship and some of the issues that come up because of that, and how they kind of communicate, and just like healthy communication and boundaries and stuff. She also talks about her entrepreneurial life and how she gets her projects done. She has something called Monday Motivation on her Patreon, where she'll tell you her plan for the month or for the week every single Monday to kind of motivate you and what she's going through. Like I said, everything she does, she puts her heart and soul into, and she really, really inspires me as a creative and as a woman and as someone who just is like killing it, I think. She also talks a lot about her faith and how that plays into her philosophy and her work ethic and stuff, and I think that's really interesting because I don't follow a lot of YouTubers who are religious, so it's very, very interesting to hear that perspective as well. Next up, we have Ashante the Artist. Ashante the Artist doesn't make that many videos anymore or that consistently, but when she does make something, again, it is high quality stuff. She talks about intersectional feminism, she talks about creativity, she talks about like how to be a good ally. Everything that she makes is both educational and personal and fun and creative, and I highly, again, recommend her channel. She is so cool. Next up, we have Misako Envela. She's one of Joe Franco's good friends, but she has a completely different style and vibe in her videos. She usually makes just short motivational videos where she talks about self-care, mental health, how to get your life together, things that will uplift you, will inspire you, will make your life better. Just go follow Misako. I just got a few more recommendations. Taylor from It's Radish Time is a really dope human being. She is bisexual and she lives in New York, and she works mainly on like political campaigns and things like that. And most of her content is about her personal life, and there are these like short monologues where she will just tell you a story about her life that somehow relates to a bigger question or a bigger problem. And I just think she's really talented writer, really sweet human being, is always on point with what her values are and how she transforms those values into actions. And I think she will just add value to your life and add value to your feed if you check her out. So highly recommend her. It's from It's Radish Time. And finally, SPITBLUE. Shingi doesn't make that many videos. Again, she's more active on her Instagram, but she is a Black woman living in the UK, talking about what it's like to be a Black woman living in the UK, but also just talking about life and self-care. And again, talking about, you know, political issues, but in a personal way, because the personal is political. And she is just like, again, has this energy of someone who you just want to be friends with. Like, to be honest, you just want to be friends with. But like a good friend, you know, a friend who'll call you out when there's an issue. So definitely go check her out and check out everyone else I mentioned on the list. Anyone who sounds interesting to you and that you genuinely think you want to engage with their content, because there's no point in you like going to subscribe to all these channels if you're not going to engage with their content. But I think of this list of recommendations, there's going to be someone in here that you really want to engage with their content. So I hope that you found something interesting in this video. Please leave recommendations down below to other Black content creators, women, men, everyone in between, people of different sexualities and different backgrounds, and immigrants and all of this stuff, because the more diverse our YouTube feed is, the more diverse our values are, the more we can become open to new perspectives. We can have more empathy with them. Like, I think that's the value of YouTube. You get to really know someone. You get to really interact with someone else's personality, someone else's value system. You get to build your own value system based on just a much more diverse view than you would get living wherever you live, you know? So again, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found someone that you are willing to go and watch, and especially while I kind of take a step back from YouTube for a little bit, I hope that these women brighten up your feed. I promise I won't be gone for too long. There's been a lot going on for me. Yeah, I just think I need some time to kind of orient myself, especially before my master's begins. I will still be kind of on the internet and running the book club. I'll leave links to that book club down below. This month we are reading How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi. I am super excited to read this book with the book club. So if you want to get involved, I'll leave links in the description. I'll leave links to everything I mentioned in this video in the description. And oh my God, if you made it to the end of this video, well done. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. And I'll see you on the internet somewhere. Bye.